Welcome to the studio, it's Froyle here and I'm so glad you've joined me. I'm working on a series of paintings with the beautiful fluid art techniques and I'm exploring the Color Cube Challenge. So today I've got some leftovers from palettes of paintings that I've already done. The pouring medium's the same, so it should work really well together. And I'm going to have a bit of fun getting the paint on the canvas. The colors today are a mix from the palettes that I've already used, a lot of beautiful blues, and we're starting with white smoke, which I'm using the fabulous Liquitex pearlescent white. I love this color, it works so well in the mix and it looks fabulous with the blue tones. Light blue, steel blue, bondi blue, turquoise, ultraviolet, and I know that a lot of these colors are going to mix really well together. So will I use a flip cup, a split cup, a straight pour, or something completely different? I'm starting with this fabulous ultraviolet color. What a glorious color. Putting it onto the canvas, and then I pull out the batter dispenser. Yes, this is an item from the kitchen that you put the batter in to make pikelets or pancakes. Oh my gosh, how much fun is this? I'm pouring the paint down. It's pretty much just a funnel with a little lever on the bottom that releases the paint. But you know, it's all about the novelty. It was so much fun. I had to get it, I had to try it, and I absolutely love the puddles that it creates. The paint mixed up actually more than I thought it would, and when I tilted it, it looks like it was islands in the ocean. So I put a swipe through it to break up some of the shapes, add some area of interest and a little bit of texture. The swipes worked really well to create that fabulous lacing, and you can't go wrong with this color palette. Nothing's going to clash, it's not going to get muddy, it's all going to mix well together and it's looking beautiful. Then of course I had to get a little bit more adventurous and I busted out the Liquitex iridescent silver. Now, I haven't used this color before, even though I absolutely love this paint. It's an acrylic spray paint. It's compatible with acrylic paints. I've used the gold and recently I busted out the red. So now it's time for the silver. The silver metallic is going to work so well with the blues and the turquoise. I put it across the painting. I love the way it beads up on the paint surface, but it also works well if you want to put a swipe across it or even mix it in the paint. That works too. I'm giving it a tilt around. The textures are beautiful, the lacing's holding well, and then I decided to add a little bit more of that beautiful deep purple just to create some more contrast, because I did get a little carried away with the metallic silver. So now I'm deciding which way do I like it best, up this way, having a little poke, adding another swipe to it, fixing up some areas and just wanting to be entirely happy with the composition, because it's just a little bit of this and a little poke at that, maybe expanding some lines, extending some areas. While it's still wet, you can have a good play with it, and then we do have to let it settle. Have a look at how beautiful all the textures are. I'm loving it. I do like the way it's got bigger shaped areas. That's from the batter dispenser dropping the paint down. I loved it. You know I'm gonna have to do it again now, don't you? The patterns are fabulous, the colors are beautiful. I can't wait to see how well that metallic silver dries. The painting has dried up absolutely beautiful. Look how fabulous the silver spray paint looks when the light hits it, and it created such a metallic texture that flowed into the other colors, and it looks a beautiful mauve there and flowing into there with the turquoise. I just love it. It was a very successful experiment. I love it when my experiments actually work. I think the painting is beautiful. The colors have come through so well. Now I'm thinking I'd really like to add something else to it. I really love embellishing my paintings. I like to take them a step further. I like to give them a story and a purpose, and use this beautiful fluid art pattern as the background for something more deeper. So what am I going to do today? What embellishments are we going to put on this painting? I really love the pearlescent blue. that's been created from the fabulous silver spray paint and the turquoise. So let's add something that's going to work with water. And I'm thinking, how about this stencil here? We've got a fabulous crane standing in some water with some water lilies and a beautiful lotus flower. Now, I don't want all of it. I think all of it's too much, and I don't want to completely obliterate my beautiful textured background. So I think I'll take out some of these shapes. I want the crane and perhaps the water, not the fish. I don't know about the fish, but I definitely want that beautiful flower. So I think I'll use my tape and tape off some of the areas I don't want and leave the parts of the design that's going to really work. I'm thinking it would look great standing in this section here because it looks like water, like a water pond there. So that's going to work. Perhaps I'll position it like that. I also like the way this line flows down from here, creating that composition. That's going to work well with the shape of the neck and the back of the bird. So I'm thinking we're going to position the bird there with his legs in that pond and with that beautiful texture, bringing a highlight or a focal point onto this section. That's going to work well. So first I'll put some tape on to hold the stencil where I want it, now that I've decided that's where I want my bird to be positioned. And then I'll put tape on just to block out the areas that I don't want to add the paint. Right, so adding the tape just simplifies the design more by cutting out those areas. Now I've got a beautiful pale turquoise with a little bit of pearlescent iridescent white in it, and I've got some silver as well. So I'm thinking of putting on both colors to give it a bit of a shine, a little bit of movement, and we'll see how that looks. Right, let's have a look and see how that worked out. You don't quite know till you pull off the tape. Now, any bits that didn't go quite right, you can always wipe off with a baby wipe, especially while the paint's still wet. It's so super easy. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ta-da, ta-da. Oh, just beautiful. A little bit of a oops there, so we'll give that a wipe. And here, super easy. You don't have to worry about not getting it perfect because you can always fix it. Now, if there was something on here I didn't want, I could easily now wipe it off if I've decided I don't want that flower or I don't want those patterns there, then I would just wipe it off with my baby wipe. But I think it's looking pretty good. The color's working really well. It's flowing well in the design and the composition of the background. And all I'm going to do now is give it a varnish. It's going to look amazing. I'll show you when it's dry. Have a look at how beautiful the painting has come up with the glorious stencil. I love adding embellishments. I've been doing it a bit lately with these paintings, and I just think it pushes them into another direction. It gives them some more depth and purpose, and I'm really loving that. Now I'm putting on the Liquitex gloss varnish. What I like to do is put the varnish in a little dish, get a soft brush. I like to brush it on one way, usually horizontal, and then the next day I come back when it's perfectly dry and put a layer vertical so that the painting gets a good overall coverage. It's nice and thick and lush, very glossy, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Look at how fabulous it is now, and the painting looks amazing hanging on the wall. Thanks for joining me today. I really enjoyed doing this painting. I loved the colors. I loved the play of using the batter dispenser. That really was just for fun, but I love the way the painting has turned out. It's so unique. That metallic silver worked really well, and I think the stencil is just beautiful. Don't forget, you'll find more information in the description under the video. Like and subscribe and give my channel some love, and I'll see you next time in the studio.